What was it that motivated me to start Studio Live today and to start creating tutorial videos to help folks create, record and release their best music? Well, in this video, I'm going to let you know. Hi, my name is Pete. This is Studio Live today, where I help you create, record and release your best music. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and a few folks have been asking me lately, what was it that actually sparked the initial creation of the channel? Why did I start making tutorial videos? Why did I move into creating on my phone and my iPad and using GarageBand? Well, I thought I would give you a little bit of a sneak peek into that. And I'm actually going to steal some footage from myself from a live show that I do over on the GarageBand users Facebook group. Yeah, you may not know this, but I do a couple of live shows every weekend over on the GarageBand users Facebook group, where I'm one of the admins over there. So if you want to go over and check out all the fun that we have there, you can head on to studiolivetoday.com/GBU. That's GarageBand users, and you can check out those shows, because I am also bringing some more of those live shows right here to the YouTube channel as well. So here is a little sneak peek and a little taste of one of my shows called The Feedback Loop, where I talk about GarageBand, mobile creation and a whole bunch of other things. And in this video, I talk about why I created Studio Live today and why I started making GarageBand tutorials here. Let's jump in and take a look now. As I said, I thought we'd talk a little bit about the comfort zone side. So I'll let you know my story. This is what it's all about, because I started getting back into music about 3 to 4 years ago, I think, originally on my PC, and then moving over onto GarageBand on my iPad and my iPhone at a later stage. But what got me back into it was, so my story is pretty typical of a lot of people that go through this, which is that I was I was young, I learnt guitar, I learnt piano, I learnt how to sing a bit. And then I played music, I was in a band, we wanted to do things, go places, all of that. Then I realized that making a full-time income after school was pretty important, so I went and did that. And then I thought, hey, it's kind of fun going out and having a few drinks. And then I thought, hey, maybe I should find myself a girlfriend, eventually a wife, and then settle down and have children and have a job and a mortgage and a dog and all of the rest of it. So this is something that I think is familiar. I talk to a lot of people and they say, yeah, I went down that track. You hit that age, you go through your teenage years, you get into your 20s and you're like, man, things are going to have to get serious here. So you buckle down and you start focusing on other things in life, and music gets pushed to the back burner. So that happened for me. It's happened for a lot of other people I know. So about 3 to 4 years ago, I started getting back into music, got my guitars out, dusted them off, started playing again, started writing music again, and then went, it's actually kind of ridiculous that I'm not creating music. But the problem was, and this is where it's going to come back to GarageBand, the problem was that the barrier to entry at that time, even then, even 4 years ago, was pretty big. Like learning Adobe digital audio workstation, learning how to record on my PC, how to mic things up, how to get all the tracks set up. It was pretty daunting, and I'm like, there's got to be an easier way than you doing all of this. And that's when I'm like, I keep seeing this GarageBand icon on my phone and on my iPad. I'm like, yeah, what do I do with this? And I need to learn this. And I went onto YouTube, because that's what you do, right? And I'm like, GarageBand iPhone, how on earth do I do blah blah blah? And I'm like, there's a real lack of resources. At that time, the GarageBand guide was out there, but that was Patrick Baird's site. He's here on the channel. But that was focused mainly on Mac, and I could find a lot of stuff about GarageBand on the Mac. But this new GarageBand that was on the iPad and now the iPhone didn't have a lot of coverage. So that's where I thought, well, I got to learn this, and I'm going to learn it. And while I learn it, the best way that I learn things is that I teach things. So part of my sort of day job, my experience is in customer service and customer experience and sales and marketing. So I've had a lot of teams in the past where I've trained them how to do things and how to get things done. And I'm like, well, maybe I could actually do this with GarageBand. Maybe as I learn, I record my progress, and then that's going to help me learn, and then maybe other people are going to jump on board. And flash forward to 3 years later, and yeah, I've produced like 200 plus videos about GarageBand. I've learned how to use it, and I'm pretty stoked that I can put out content and I can talk to you folks here on the channel, and people will come and say, hey, I learnt some good techniques. I learned some tips. I'm now able to record some music, and it's definitely not all me, but just removing some of those barriers to getting back into music. That's probably the key point here, is because people want to do that. They want to get out of their comfort zone. They probably want to record and release their own music, but they just don't know how to do it. So that's kind of the role that I see I play. And there you go. So a pretty simple sort of story, but probably one that's pretty typical with a lot of folks that are watching this sort of content. You used to play, and then you had this big gap, and now you're getting back into music. Does that sound familiar? I'd love to hear your story. Let me know your origin story of how you are now creating music. Did you play back in the day? Is it your first time at it? Are you just getting back into music? I'd love to hear that. Drop some comments down below and let me know, and I will see you on the next video. Hey, thanks for sticking around. As I mentioned, Studio Live today has some more live shows coming up really soon. That's right, we'll put the live in Studio Live today. So if you subscribe to the channel up there in the top right corner, you'll be notified of when that live content is happening very soon. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.